Hello everyone, I'm back. Oh, let me put this. Okay. What a morning. I did a video, I'm not gonna upload it, but I did a video taking you with me to get some gas, and I was talking to you, then talking to you when we left the gas station to go to a food pantry, and now I'm in this parking lot, and I'm gonna talk to you about all of it. I had to end my call with you when I was in line at the food pantry because this food pantry is a drive-through, and when the volunteer gets up to your car with his tablet, you need to bring up the QR code on your phone. So I had to end my call with you. But let me tell you, this particular food pantry has gotten very strict. Hold on. Which I can understand. I mean, I don't know what issues they've had with people, but also along with getting very strict, they've become very rude, and that part I don't like. In fact, I'm waiting for a call back from hopefully the director or someone that's in charge over there. Excuse me. I went last week. Now, I just found out this morning you can't go every week. I didn't know that. I went last week and they're open from 10 to 12 and I got there at 12:02. They still had pallets of food out, boxes, bags, and one of the volunteers was picking up the flags to the entrance. I guess they were going to collect those flags and then probably close the entrance. But the entrance was still open because I was able to get through and a car behind me came through. Well, another one of the volunteers was walking to my car and I asked him, I says, did I come too late? It's 12:02. He said, yep, we're closed. Not closing, but we're closed, not giving out any more food, when they had all that food out. I said, okay, and I left. To me, I thought it was kind of crazy. I was just 2 minutes late, and they hadn't taken up all the food yet. It wouldn't have hurt them to hand me a bag or put a box of the food in the car, but their rules, and so I thanked him. He never said anything about this change that they've made to where now you can only go every 2 weeks. And looking at this piece of paper, it looks like it didn't just start today. And so I went today and I was there like at 10:09, 10:08 and got in line, and another one of the volunteers came with his tablet and I brought up the QR code on my phone, and he says, well, were you here last week? And I said I was, and I was gonna tell him, but I was 2 minutes late, and so I was told that you were closing and I didn't get anything, but he didn't let me finish. As soon as I said yes, I was, he said, have you not heard about our every 2 week deal? And I said no, and he said, hold on, I'll go get you the paper. So he went and got me this paper and came back and said, now people can only come every 2 weeks. 1 week is blue, 1 week is pink, and it goes by the first letter of your last name. And so my week would be blue, which apparently was last week. But the guy last week didn't even bother to tell me this or go get me a paper. I'll show you here. You see that? I'm not going to show you the other side because it shows the name of the place. It says starting May 5th, and so last week the man knew about it. Maybe he thought I already knew about it. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, like I do to everyone. But the guy today, I should say teenager, that gave me this, he was rude. And that part, I really have a hard time with that. So I called and left my name and number. I'm waiting for a call back. I didn't see the lady who appears to be over them when I was in line. She could be very busy. She could not even be there. I don't know. But I think that she or whoever's over the volunteers, they need to train the volunteers. I have volunteered at places through the years. And even though you're volunteering, giving up your time, it doesn't give you the right to be rude to people. And I'm not getting into all of how he was rude and all that, but and I only went last week to try to get food, and today, because I'm still having an ongoing issue with the Texas food stamps. Now, I know, we all know Texas is a huge state with lots of people that have lots of needs and lots of people coming here from wherever. And I think it has slowed down. Maybe it's even stopped, but not too long ago when people would come here from wherever, they were getting handed a bunch of provisions that really should be given to the people that already are here. If you know, you know. And so my ongoing problem with the Texas food stamps is, back in February, it was my time to renew. And remember, I was down sick, so sick. My mail I would go get my mail if I could get out to the road to get my mail. If not, a neighbor was bringing it to me, but I would just put it on a table, so it kind of piled up. And then when I finally got to it, I saw, oh, I have the renewal thing. Well, I started to fill it out, and then I got sick again. I think the last thing was the upper respiratory, whatever, or the stomach. And I started filling that out, and then I set it to the side. Then when I got better, I picked it back up, and I finished filling it out, and I looked at the date. They wanted it by a certain date. Well, I called Texas 211 to explain everything and say, if I put it in the mail, you will never get it by the day that you need it. But if I go fax it, you'll get it immediately. So if I fax it and you get it immediately, will my case stay open? And she said no. But I don't understand why. For example, if the due date was like in 3 days and I go today and I fax it, they get it today. So I'm not late. So why wouldn't my case stay open? She never answered me, but what they did do was they closed my case. Even though I faxed it, and I paid over $9 to fax, I think 7 or 8 pages, back and front. And on the paper, it said they would call you, and they give you this number that they're going to call you from. It's a number that if you miss the call, you cannot call it back. They'll only call you twice, and they'll only call if they have questions about your application renewal. And after 2 times, if you miss the call, they'll send you something in the mail. Well, I wrote down the number, and I've been very on top of it, watching when I get all kinds of calls, like for car insurance and roofing and windows and an in-ground pool and all those spam calls. I don't answer them, but I've been looking for this particular number from Austin, which is another thing. I live far away from Austin, but all of the health and human resource stuff like this comes out of Austin. So I've not gotten the call, and I've not gotten nothing in the mail. Trains going by. So they must not have any questions. Now, I called last week and the week before. I called down there. They said, yes, we received your renewal application, which I knew they did because I faxed it, and my receipt gives you the information that it was received and the date and time, which I still had days. You know, my case never should have been closed. And I asked of the status of everything, and she said, well, we're still reviewing it. Then I called last week on Monday I called. Same answer. I didn't call this week, but I'm going to call again next week. So it's been since February, no food stamps. Well, they don't give me much. I'm thankful for what they give me. It does help out. It does help me to buy some fresh vegetables, which are healthy, and sometimes some fruit. I can make better choices in my grocery shopping than what the food pantry gives. And you know, I'm not putting down the food the food pantry gives, or I wouldn't have tried to go today and last week to get some food. But like I've said so many times, they give you what they've been given, and sometimes it's a lot of pastry, bread, wax beans, cans of wax beans, cans of peas and carrots, which those are good. Sometimes they give meat. Even one time, one of the food pantries gave me a packet of lamb, which was good. So thank God for the food pantries. So we'll see if this food pantry will call me back. Just so I don't want to really complain. I want to make them aware of how the volunteers come across. Now, I'm not a proud person, but you have to swallow your pride to go to these places. So already, for some people that have a hard time with that, maybe they already feel bad about themselves. Maybe they already feel bad about their situation, and they're just really having a hard time to go to the food pantry. And then if they're not treated very good, you know, they may never go back, and who knows if they'll eat. I mean, they might eat something, but there's help there that's available. But if people are going to leave there feeling put down, some people would not go back. Now, I'll let it roll off my back. I may not go back to that particular one. There's other food pantries. I may or I may not go back there. I don't know. But I do want to make whoever's in charge aware of that. And I've donated things to these food pantries. I've donated in the past hats. I've even donated some hats that one of my subscribers, who's a friend of mine, had made and given me to send to Mary Ann. And I did send some, but then those people's needs got met. And so I asked permission from my friend, could I donate these to a food pantry when I donate some of mine? And she said yes, and I did. It wasn't this food pantry, it was another one, but this one I have donated some things to before. Which I hope they included in someone's box or bag. I never have gotten anything else from them besides food, so maybe they don't even do that. I don't know. So now a couple evenings ago, I got pulled over by the police. It was very nice, and it was because my inspection sticker ran out in March, which I knew it did. In April, I was aware, but tell you the truth, like I told him, it did eventually completely slip my mind. I mean, I didn't share with him everything that's been gone on since, but if you've been following me, you know, between health and car issues, the inspection really did end up slipping my mind. So next month I need to get that fixed, especially now that I'm in the system, as being verbally warned about it. And I'm gonna have to find out. Texas has made it so confusing. Some counties is just an inspection for your emissions. So they're charging you $7 and something. Other counties, it's the full safety inspection like it's always been. And I've read 2 different things online about my county, so I'm at a loss. I will not know until I pull up to get it inspected, which category I'm in. And also here in Texas, they do it so different than in Massachusetts, or they used to do in Massachusetts. Maybe Denisha can tell me, or Kim A can tell me, or Mimi can tell me. Those are the 3 off the top of my head that are from back home. Bill, I think, is in Rhode Island, but he may know Massachusetts too. Massachusetts, it used to be, you went to the garage, you got your car inspected, safety inspected, and they gave you your inspection sticker. Okay? Then whatever month it would be a different month that you had to renew your registration and your tag, which was a little sticker that they put on your license plate. Well, here they hit you with it all at once. So you go to the garage to get inspected. They give you a piece of paper if you pass or failed. The garage does not give you your sticker. You take your piece of paper to another city. I have to go to Garland, and there you show them your paper, and there they will give you your sticker if you passed, and there you pay again for registration and tag, which they never give you anything to put on your license plate, just your registration. So it's a little confusing, and even though I've been here since 2011, I still get a little confused about it. So next month I'll be taking care of that. Have to. There's a Chinese restaurant in front of me, Panda Chef, and I guess the owners or workers are just pulling up, taking out cases of water, 1 box that says eggs. I wonder if they'd like to buy some fresh eggs. Boy, this year for me has been like pushing a boulder up a mountain. I was gonna say a hill, but I changed it to a mountain. One thing after another. But oh, what peace of God to know that, you know, He orders our steps, the Bible says. They're wondering why that truck pulled up over there. God has ordered our steps, and so anything that happens to us or we go through today, tomorrow, in 6 months, or even next year, God already knows about it. He's ordered it to happen. So we can have that peace of God that just covers us no matter what we go through. We still have to deal with these things like faxing papers, making phone calls, getting car inspected. I mean, these are things we have to do living in this world. It's requirements, like you have to have your car inspected. So I'm not complaining about any of it. I'm just saying that thank God that if we live for Him, if we know our Bible, that when our soul is overwhelmed, we can just go to God with it all. Hey, God, I'm casting all this care on you. The Bible tells us to do it. It says, casting all your care on Him because He cares for us. Now, when you think about it, when you cast something, you know, you go out to a brook and you cast a stone to make it skip. You don't go out in that brook and go running after that stone. I mean, you've cast it out there and you leave it out there. And that's what God wants us to do with our cares, with our burdens, with whatever. Just cast it on him. God, I'm casting it on you. I'm casting it on you. I'm going to leave this situation with you, and I'm going on my day. That's how I live. And hey, I've learned to live that way by going through some things. And thank God that God has brought me through some things. Whatever we go through, if we allow it, it can draw us closer to God. Draw us closer to God. I also want to say that I did that video showing those 2 baby blankets on that ladder blanket or blanket ladder. The one blanket that was gray, a soft gray, and a pink and a white, it sold. Hallelujah. It's a subscriber. She's not even part of the Yarny community as far as, like, I mean, she doesn't crochet that I know of and doesn't knit. Obviously, she admires our work. And she bought that baby blanket. I'm not going to say her name, but if she sees this, she probably will. I want to thank her again for buying that. I mean, that just came in right on time, you know, which God knew. And let's see. That's a spam.